Hi, boys and girls. This is Ms. Kathy. I'm so happy you've joined me today for another story just for you. Chapter 6, A Light in the Night. For several hours, Mr. Varggas drove up the old highway, turning down side roads for a mile or two, then returning to the main road. Sometimes he stopped so Chris, Sammy, and Maria could get out and look down into deep canyons, hoping for a sign of a small black car. Finally, Mr. Varggas pulled off the road and parked in a wide area where people stopped to enjoy the view. "Anybody hungry?" he asked. "Not really, Dad," Chris said in a subdued voice. "I don't feel much like eating." "It's going to get dark soon," Maria said. "Won't we have to go home? We can't see anything anyway." "You never know what you'll see," Mr. Varggas said. "Let's get out and stretch our legs and eat the sandwiches. It's already after 7, and lunch was a long time ago." "Will we go up this road a little farther before we go home, Mr. Varggas?" Sammy asked. "I'd really like to." "We sure will," Mr. Varggas replied. "We won't quit until we're convinced they aren't on this road. I told your folks to expect us to be late. Now, while you kids eat, I'm going to contact the other searchers and see if there's any news." While Chris, Sammy, and Maria gathered around a picnic table to eat, Mr. Varggas sat in the car and talked on the CB radio. Soon he joined them. "They say no news is good news," he said. "No one has seen anything that even looked like that old black car." "Dad, can we go on now?" Chris asked softly. "It's getting dark, and I want to keep looking as long as we can." "Sure, son," Mr. Varggas said, giving Chris a quick hug. "I'm concerned, too. I'll drive, you look, and we'll all pray." Then he called to the others, "Let's go! Be sure to bring all the trash from your food. We don't want to leave anything behind." Mr. Varggas drove slowly on the old winding road. The kids shouted for him to stop often, thinking they saw something important. After each false alarm, they got back into the car a little more discouraged. Maria, who was in the front seat, suddenly yelled, "Watch out, Dad!" Mr. Varggas slammed on the brakes just in time to keep from hitting some large rocks in the road. The kids jumped out of the car to explore. "Look!" Sammy shouted. "Look at all the rocks and dirt on the road." "And look at those 2 big boulders," Maria added. "One thing's for sure, nobody could get through this road." "That's one big landslide," Mr. Varggas agreed as he joined them. "Maria, I'm glad you were helping me watch the road. With these curves and the darkness, it's impossible to see very far ahead." "Mr. Varggas," Sammy said in a strange voice. "Yes, Sammy?" "Do you think there would be a farmhouse down there?" Sammy was looking over the side of the road, down into the deep canyon. "There's something way down there that looks sort of lighted up. That seems funny." "Dad!" Chris yelled as he joined Sammy. "There's another light. Look! You can barely make it out. Wait a minute. ... dash, 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 ... Dad, someone is signaling for help. That's SOS. "Maybe it's Willie," Sammy said. His voice was tense. "Willie!" Sammy said. "It's got to be Willie!" "Willie! Willie!" He jumped up and down as he hollered. "Quick, Chris," Mr. Varggas ordered. "Get the flashlight and signal back. If it isn't Willie, it's someone else who needs help." Chris hurried back with a flashlight and began to flash it randomly. "What shall I say?" he asked. "Find out if it's Willie!" Maria cried. Chris sent a message several times, but the light below just kept signaling the same SOS call. "Maybe," Sammy said, "whoever it is can't see your light." "Why don't we try the horn?" Maria suggested. In the meantime, Mr. Varggas said, "I'll get on the radio and let the sheriff know that somebody needs help." Chris reached into the car to get a tablet and a pencil. "Here, Sammy," he said. "I'll do the sending, and you write down the signals, if we get any back. Maria, come hold the flashlight for Sammy. Then we can figure it out together. Ryan should see us now. Maybe he wouldn't think the Morse code was such a waste of time." Chris stood by the open car door and pushed on the horn. "Honk! Honk, honk!" "What are you saying?" Maria asked as Chris kept pushing the horn. "What you said, sis," Chris replied. "I'm simply asking who's down there. Sure wish I'd studied the punctuation marks, though. I hope they know I'm asking a question, even with no question mark." Chris continued to repeat his message. "Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?" Then the SOS from down in the canyon stopped. "Dad?" Chris said. Everyone could hear the worry in Chris's voice. "Be patient, Chris," he said. "If that is Willie down there, he doesn't know the code very well yet." "Oh, Dad, it's just got to be Willie." "Look!" Dad said in reply, pointing to a pinpoint of light in the darkness far below. "There's your answer coming."
The story you have heard today is a chapter of The Shoebox Kids, Book 8, The Rockslide Rescue, written by Sandy Zaug, edited and created by Jerry D. Thomas, and used with permission from the Pacific Press Publishing Association. If you're interested in any other books published by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, please visit AdventistBookCenter.com or call 1-800-765-6955.
This podcast is a production of the Carolina Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.